so many Karens out here, man. Like, they don't die, they just multiply. You remember there was Soho Karen, then we got Central Park Karen. Now here we got another Karen, all right? This crazy nutcase here, and this is an article here from the Epoch Times, all right? This woman was arrested after driving through vaccine site, yelling, "No vaccine! As a white woman, I'm not forced to take this damn vaccine." Yeah, what up? It's your boy Rob, coming back at you once again with another video. So before we get started, you already know what to do. Make sure you smash the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that bell icon twice, all right? Make sure you drop your boy a comment and share the video out to all of your social media followers, all right? So do y'all remember I think it was a couple months ago, it might have even been sometime last year, I can't remember, man, time goes so fast. But like this video real quick if you remember Amy Cooper, the Central Park Karen. I mean, there's so many Karens out here, man. Like, they don't die, they just multiply. You remember there was Soho Karen, then we got Central Park Karen. You know what I mean? There's all these damn Karens, and I got a couple more. Then there was the one most recently that bloodied the flight attendant up on the Southwest Airlines flight. I mean, just it's a situation. All right, we really actually have a situation. So one of the questions that I would like to ask the politicians here in the United States is, what are we going to do about the Karen problem? What are we gonna do about the Karen problem, man? Because, you know, they already doing something about the black problem. I mean, they're, you know, outlawing critical race theory. You know, you get $300,000 in a GoFundMe account every time you say something about black people. They made a AAPI hate crime bill to protect everybody from the violent, mean black people who only seem to stand up to themselves and kill each other, and everybody else makes money off of it. So what are we gonna do about the Karen problem? Because the Karen problem is getting to be a real big problem. All right. So here I have a excerpt from a New York Times article that we'll be diving in deep to. And it says, Amy Cooper, white woman, I would have never guessed, who called 911 on black birder, sues over firing. Now get this, pay attention. Miss Cooper, who made the call after a man asked her to leash her dog in Central Park, says that she was discriminated against because of her race. Well, as a white woman, I don't have to put my dog on a leash. There's a lot of motherfuckers be walking around with their dogs off of leashes, man. That shit gets on my nerves. I'll tell you what, hey, listen, as long as your dog is under control and, you know, it's not vicious and it's not crazy, that's perfectly fine. Even though, you know, dogs tend to get aggressive with other dogs at times, and sometimes they just kind of you know, snap and go after each other. Whatever, man, you do whatever you want to do. Just keep it away from me, keep it away from my kids, keep it away from my girlfriend and her dogs, you know, when we're walking around. And that's fine. But if your dog comes to me, I'm going to beat it like those gorillas beat the humans on Planet of the Apes. I'm going to beat it because it should have been on a leash. Now, I'm not going to go and attack your dog. I'm not going to rip it off a leash and do something crazy. I'm going to mind my own business. But if your crazy dog comes after me, my dogs, my girlfriend, my kids, whatever, it'll go viral. And I'm not going to jail. And you're going to just be sad about not having a dog, and you'll know for next time, put it on the leash. But the problem is that this idiot, I think his name was Christopher Cooper, he was an apologist. Oh, you know, I identify more as a LGBTQ individual than I do as a black person. And so, you know, even though this lady's admitted to just calling the police on me because I'm black, yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, come on. There's a level of racism that we just have to accept here in the United States if we're all gonna get along. Yeah, you're insane. I would have filed charges on her, and I would have made it where the charges, if I won, got her dog removed from her. All right? Because you don't let up on these kind of people. The reason why these people behave the way that they behave is because they haven't gotten checked hard enough to where they remember that check before they go and do that kind of stuff again. As much as they like dogs and utilize operant conditioning and classical conditioning to train the dogs, they've never experienced operant and classical conditioning on themselves when it comes to the impulse of being latent racists. And until somebody stands up to that without fear of repercussion, it's just gonna continue. All right, so let's actually get into this article and see what the New York Times is talking about here. All right, so it says Amy Cooper, who is a white woman who called 911 on black birder, sues over firing. Now, she lost her job. All right, she got fired as a result of this, as she should. You know what I'm saying? No company should hire a racist Karen, you know what I'm saying? But what you see a trend of, and you can take a look at the case that went down at Smith College, as well as the police officer who got fired for the viral TikTok that he made towards LeBron James, as well as the cashier at Holiday Inn who had a complete meltdown and broke a computer monitor with his face. The trend is now, anytime a black person has an issue with you, it's an anti-white attack, and the population at large gets on code, and there's automatically $300,000 in a GoFundMe account. That's the new thing. All right, and it's funny because Professor Black Truth had actually done a video about this woman, and I left in the comment section on his video, it would be interesting to see him do a video about this trend of the Heavenly 70 getting $300,000 rewards for their racism. And apparently I'm not the only one that picked up on that trend, because somebody over on Reddit on Twitter, apparently their name is @fart, says, I'm guessing the racist Amy Cooper GoFundMe will end up at around 280,000. Sorry, I have gambling fever. I have to do this. So I tried to find Amy Cooper's GoFundMe, but I wasn't able to find it. All right, so if anybody has a link, just drop it in the comment section. All right, make sure when you're reading or when you're watching this video, make sure you drop the link to that GoFundMe in the comment section. All right, and when you drop the link in the comment section, also let us all know what the current balance of it is. And if there's any articles associated with it, go ahead and drop those too. All right. So before we get into this article, let's just do a quick review of what actually happened here. Okay, so actually this was looks like it was about a year ago. It was this article here was updated on May 27th of 2020. All right, so it says, and this is from Heavy, Amy Cooper, New York woman, calls police on black man who asked her to leash her dog. I mean, your dog is supposed to be on a leash, but because it was a black man, not a police officer, asking her to just simply obey the law, I just can't have this. Don't you know that one of my rights in the United States is that a black person can never tell me what to do, even if it's something that I'm supposed to be doing? Yeah. We all know that it works that way. We all know that it works that way. This guy, who apparently has some identities issues other than gender, he apparently didn't. You know what I'm saying? Because in this Karen's eyes, he got out of place in the public. You know what I mean? And then he decided not to press charges because, again, he still didn't know his place as a black man. So whatever. You know what I'm saying? This situation, all of this subsequent nonsense that resulted from this, at the point where he decided to not file charges on this Karen, well, that's your fault. You know what I'm saying? We're just now using this for case study purposes, but you gets no sympathy, you gets no love. You just gets content made about you. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Amy Cooper is a white New York woman who was recorded in a viral video calling police on a black man who asked her to leash her dog in the Ramble section of Central Park on Memorial Day. The incident on Monday, May 25th, quickly spread on social media. The video was posted by the man she called 911 on, Christian Cooper. So isn't it interesting? These two got the same last name, and you know, this dude decided. I mean, it was so important that you felt the need to post the video on social media, but then you don't go ahead and press charges. It's a coward. You know what I'm saying? A broken buck. You know what I mean, so let's take a moment and digest some of this. This woman, Amy Cooper, was a liberal Democrat. She was a Hillary Clinton supporter, a Bill Clinton supporter, Barack Obama supporter. So again, this substantiates my point that in an illegitimate system, neither political party is for you. Because she didn't revert to politics. She didn't say, oh my God, this is a person of color, I should respect him. Isn't that what the liberal Democrat woke talking points are? Is that these people are white apologists? Well, this lady ain't apologized for a motherfucking thing. She pulled the white card real quick and called the police on this dude. And she's, you know, allegedly, allegedly, one of the ones that's allegedly on my side. Now, this was an intersectional dude. You know what I'm saying? This was a black man, you know what I mean, who was a member of the LGBTQ community. So she had her chance to, you know, be respectful to an intersectional person. You know, he's a black man. This is what they want. They want the LGBTQ black males in higher rotation. Well, here one is. How you gonna treat him? This is your manufactured black man. You know what I'm saying? Your LGBTQ black man that white society wants to make all of us toxically masculine straight black males. Here it is. Here's your black guy right off the assembly line for you. And just still, as a liberal democrat, call the race soldiers on this dude. And then you want to turn around and cry racism after you was just racist and possibly homophobic and xenophobic. You know what I'm saying? The incident on Monday, May 25th, quickly spread on social media. The video was posted by the man she called 911 on, Christian Cooper, and Cooper's sister, Melody Cooper. Video has been viewed more than 5 million times as of Monday night. Amy Cooper and Christian Cooper are not related. We don't know that. This could actually be a whole prank. We really don't know if they're related or not. I mean, they were both in New York City. You know what I mean? The video shows Amy Cooper, who was 41, so she was most definitely a post-wall Karen, all right? A post-wall Karen telling Christian Cooper she would be calling the police on him and saying she would tell dispatchers that he was threatening her and her dog. I'm gonna call the police on you. Stop threatening me. I'm clutching my purse so tightly that my hands are turning red. And my dog's not safe either. The video does not show Christian Cooper making any threats, but does show him standing away from Amy Cooper and encouraging her to call the police. I would never encourage anyone to call the police. That's odd. You know what I'm saying? While also asking her to stay away from him. Because, see, when white people call in the police, that's like calling in, if you're black, if you're a black person that a white person is calling the police on, that's like them calling in their own personal hit squad, or like calling in some Navy SEALs if you're black. I don't want to deal with, you know, no car fulls of Navy SEALs coming at me with all kinds of shotguns, dogs and shit. You know what I'm saying? They take pictures with the suspects now with the dogs as if they caught you in a big game hunting contest. I'll be doing a video about that later. All right. While also asking her to stay away from him, Christian Cooper said he started recording the incident when she refused to put a leash on her dog and when she moved towards him. So that's one of the things about the Karens. You know what I'm saying? They're wild. You know what I'm saying? They're untamed and crazy. Look at this woman's face. She's unapologetic. She's moving towards me in this picture. Get back. Get back. I don't know you like that. video also shows Amy Cooper's dog appearing to choke and struggle against his collar while Amy made a 911 call. So the dog was like, "Arr!" No one was arrested, and it's not clear if police are planning to investigate the incident any further. Well, of course not. They should investigate her for calling a false call on him, but that's her privilege. You know, it's one of the benefits that the forefathers wrote into the Constitution, that anytime you feel scared, you can just kill one of us involuntary prisoners of war here. You know, you can just call the hit squad if you don't feel you're capable of killing one of us, and they'll take care of it for you. Kill a nigga in 30 minutes or less, like dominoes. You know what I'm saying? Amy Cooper apologized. So listen, all right, so remember, this is from May of 2020. And Amy Cooper apologized in a statement to her buddies, to her racist white liberal buddies at NBC New York, saying she overreacted, but she felt threatened. Why? How the hell would you feel threatened? Because you're the one with a beast of nature unleashed, walking around in public, a human domain, mind you. It's not like you was walking around in the damn Everglades. You were walking around in civilization in Central Park with a hairy beast unleashed. And everybody knows that dogs, you know, I think that's one of the reasons why white people like dogs so much. Dogs are naturally racist too. You ever notice that? You know, they walk past a white person, walk past a black person, you know what I'm saying? Like, really? Really? Even the damn dogs is racist. So I think that's where the bond comes. You know what I'm saying? So she says, "I'm not a racist. I did not mean to harm that man in any way." So, you know, you notice, you know, sometimes people will put a bullet in your head and call you an N-word, and then they say, you know, "I'm not racist. I didn't mean to harm you in any way." Okay. Oh, the KKK aren't racist. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Whatever. You know. The American equivalent to the Nazi flag isn't racist. Yeah, okay, yeah, all right, man, we got it. You know what I'm saying? The sky is green and the grass is blue. We understand because you said so. You got it. That's why we'll just walk away and we'll do our own media. You know what I mean? We'll talk about these issues on our own amongst ourselves, and don't you start crying segregation. You know what I'm saying? Christian Cooper, who is 57, is a former Marvel Comics editor. Interesting. Very interesting. Now, I didn't know that he was a former Marvel Comics editor. Anybody who knows anything about Marvel Comics, they have a deep history on the East Coast. You know, Stan Lee, you know what I mean? Xavier School for the Gifted is on the East Coast. Fantastic Four. Peter Parker's from Hell's Angels, Queens. You know what I'm saying? And you got Power Man and Iron Fist, you know, all them good people. You know what I mean? So, and now he works as a senior biomedical editor at Health Science Communications. That's interesting. You go from being a comic book editor to a biomedical editor at Health Science Communications. Christian Cooper is a birder and says he often watches birds in Central Park, which is what he said he was doing before the Memorial Day encounter with the other Cooper. That's interesting. It's almost exactly a year. I wonder if that's why they're pushing the story back out. The video's spread was helped by a tweet by his sister Melody, science fiction and horror writer who has worked at CW and HBO. Interesting. So Christian Cooper has a sister who works with the paymasters of the Get Along Gang. What do you know? Kwame Brown and Judge Joe Brown, another two people paired on social media with the same last name, they did a live stream this morning, and today is 5/28 of 2021. All right, and they did a live stream this morning, and they talked about the Go Along, Get Along Gang and the Breakfast Club, and you know how the Breakfast Club pushes the LGBTQ agenda. Find it interesting that this LGBTQ man pushed this agenda of allowing anti-black racism And his sister helped him spread the word with the tweets. She's a science fiction and horror writer who has been a benefactor of the paymasters of the Get Along gang. Because CW and HBO, as I show in my videos about Blavity, are part of the Get Along gang. Blavity is the main paymaster of the Get Along gang. All right. Amy Cooper, who was initially identified by her dog walkers and did not respond to a request for comment from Heavy, works at Franklin Templeton Investments, a multi-billion-dollar asset management firm. The company issued a statement Monday night saying, "We take these matters very seriously and we do not condone racism of any kind." No, you don't. But whatever. You just want to look good in the public eye. You absolutely condone racism of every kind. The fuck out of here. Seriously, how much money have you reinvested into the community that allowed your financial wealth? Zilch. While we are in the process of investigating the situation, the employee involved has been put on administrative leave. Now, one thing that I don't understand, I get it. This is bad. But, I mean, I don't know, man. I really don't know how I feel about employers. If your job, I mean, I don't know. I get maybe that would affect your job. I don't know, man. The way that I look at it, do you really think that these employers don't know that all of their white employees have a tiny little latent amount of racism and that these kind of things are going to happen? So you just can't not hire a bunch of people. But at the same time, I mean, she's had to have displayed these characteristics before, and they looked past them until this became a national story. Oh, now we got to do something about this. I mean, literally, if she's getting fired by a board of directors or a human resource department or some group of people who came up with this as a group decision, how many of those people in that group decision are actual racists? Probably all of them. So again, this is why I always say, this kind of thing, it just, what are you really doing here? I mean, you're firing this woman for something not related to work when the people firing her are 9 times out of 10 more than likely just as vile or racist themselves, if not more. Because imagine all of the qualified black people that they probably chose not to hire, but you feel that you're dealing with the world's ills by firing this woman for a incident not related to work. You know what I mean? What is that actually doing? The only thing that it's doing is it's making it look like this company has a committance to social justice, which they don't. If you haven't given any reparations, you have zero committance to social justice, because social justice for black people is economic justice. So again, in a system of illegitimacy, we use erroneous solutions to solve problems, because if we used actual solutions, then that would make the system legitimate. So in a system of illegitimacy, we use erroneous and imaginary solutions. It's just like erroneous solutions when you have a negative under a square root number and you have to use an imaginary number to actually get a numerical answer. It's that kind of thing. All right, you can represent everything with math. That's why getting your kids, and even you yourself getting involved in STEM is so important, because you don't even have to use words to represent how illegitimate our United States is. You can use mathematical models. I like to talk about these kind of things in terms of math, because math is what we're going to need to be skilled in when it comes time to count them damn dollars that they owe us. Yeah. Now it says on Tuesday, the company provided an update on Twitter saying, following our internal review of the incident in Central Park yesterday, we've made the decision to terminate the employee involved, effective immediately. We do not tolerate racism of any kind at Franklin Templeton. Oh, let's not get besides ourselves. Okay, let's not do that. All right. I put money on it that Franklin Templeton himself benefited from Jim Crow and black codes. And I guarantee you Franklin Templeton wasn't out there doing a January 6th type insurrection to make shit right. Because last time I checked, there was only one white person that did that, and his name was John Brown. And the guy that everybody wants to keep the statues up of killed him. All right? That's America. That's what I'm going to be talking about even after they outlaw talking about that. All right? Dog in the video, a Cocker Spaniel named Henry, has been surrendered to the dog rescue group where Amy Cooper adopted him from 2 years ago. Abandoned Angels Cocker Spaniels Rescue Incorporation wrote on Monday night, "Thank you to the concerned public for reaching out to us about a video involving a dog that was adopted from our rescue a few years ago. As of this evening, the owner has voluntarily surrounded the dog in question to our rescue while this matter is being addressed. Our mission remains the health and safety of our rescue dogs. The dog is now in our rescue's care and he is safe and in good health. We will not be responding to any further inquiries about the situation, either publicly or privately. Thank you for understanding." I mean, you're just assuming that we understand, because I don't understand why you're not going to respond if we have questions. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look at this. Tom Austin accused of racial profiling 3 black men in Minneapolis gym. Is anybody surprised? Melody Cooper wrote on Twitter, "My brother and I are so grateful for your concern. He is fine," and left to continue birding after she leashed the dog, as he politely requested. "I wanted folks to know what happened to make sure it never happens again from her. All she had to do was put her poor dog on a leash." Here's what you need to know about Amy Cooper and the video of the Central Park incident. Amy Cooper says to Christian Cooper in the video, "I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life." So basically, she was trying to get him killed. If you tell the police as a white woman, as a white woman, "There's this nigger in the park threatening my life," that's a bullet to the head upon arrival. That's an unforgivable sin. On Facebook, Christian Cooper wrote, "Central Park this morning, this woman's dog is tearing through the plantings in the ramble." He described the conversation he says occurred before he began recording with his cell phone. "Me, ma'am. Dogs in the ramble have to be on the leash at all times. The sign is right there." Her. "The dog runs are closed. He needs his exercise." And I mean, this is literally how anytime you attempt to address one of these people, I mean, just you're not even responding to the shit that was said. Christian Cooper said, "Ma'am, the dogs in the ramble have to be on the leash at all times. The sign is right there." All right, so that's what he said. That was the initial start of the conversation. Her response is, "The dog runs are closed. He needs his exercise." What in the hell does that have to do with what he just said? But me personally, if this was me, and it's not because I'm a coward, it's not because of any of that. As long as that dog wasn't bothering me, man, I'd have just kept on about my business, man. But 9 times out of 10, something could have possibly happened, though, because, the dogs that we have, one of them is kind of aggressive. So it may have, barked at that other dog. And if the other dog was kind of, aggressive as well, might have barked back and came at our dogs. And our dogs don't play no games. So that dog would have been dead on the spot. You know what I'm saying? But again, like I said, if a dog comes at me, I'll attack a dog. I don't give a fuck. I'm not scared of a dog at all. I'll kick the shit out of it. I'll punch it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck I gotta do, because my life is more important. You know what I'm saying? So I'm confused as to why she answered this question like this. Dog runs are closed. He needs his exercise. I mean, what the hell did that got to do with what he just said? Me, all you have to do is take him to the other side of the drive, outside the ramble, and you can let him run off leash all you want. Now, see, what you got to understand, and what this guy didn't understand because he identifies as LGBTQ before identifying as black, is that if you're in public and you and it doesn't matter if you're in the right or not, but if you attempt to correct a white person, That's a violation of an unwritten law. So she's automatically going to feel entitled to be offended. So who is this nigger telling me what to do? And I'm sure that's exactly what went through her mind. That's exactly what went through her mind. Oh no, this nigger isn't telling me what to do. I'm gonna put this black piece of shit in his place. That's what she was thinking. And now she's telling him about it's too dangerous. And then he says, look, if you're going to do what you want, I'm going to do what I want, but you're not going to like it. I mean, at this point, I'd have been like, goodbye. I wouldn't have continued this conversation. Me personally, I wouldn't have initiated the conversation. I'd have just went on past. You know what I'm saying? Listen, whatever, man. You just whatever, bitch. Just expect your dog to get fucked up if it comes at me. And if you come at me, you're going to get fucked up as well. I wouldn't have really even said nothing. Me personally. Now, I know some people will be like, no, I don't fuck with people, man. I don't fuck with these people out here. I don't fuck with nobody. None of them. Because everybody's crazy for the most part. And I really don't feel like being in no tussle. I really don't feel like having to pull out, some kind of weapon and harm somebody. I don't want to do that if I don't have to. So I usually just tend to mind my own business when it comes to dealing with shit like this. I don't want the tussles. I don't want the hassle. Listen, just whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? Just leave me the fuck alone. You know what I'm saying? That's usually my take on shit. I don't like it. I don't like what I see, but I got other shit to worry about. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about your little, pint-sized dog that I'd kick across the fucking park like it's a damn football if it comes over here fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. It's not worth the altercation. Because anytime as a black man, if you're dealing more than likely with a non-black woman, or even sometimes with a black woman, they're gonna call the police on you. And anytime as a black man, if the police come on the scene, your life is automatically at risk. Automatically. They're automatically coming to the scene with the intent to kill you. I don't care what the mainstream media says. I don't care what the chief of police gets in front of the microphone and says. I'm telling you this from my experience. When I was about 23 years old, I was at a gas station and I got in a fight with two white kids that tried to cut me in line. They tried to jump me. It didn't go so well for them. But when the police came on the scene, they ran over and tackled me, despite the fact that it was two of them. They had me in handcuffs and they didn't do shit to them two kids. You know what I'm saying? And I was a kid at the time too. We was all about 20, 21, you know what I'm saying? And when they asked the cash register, or when they asked the cashier to review the video, they saw that those two were the aggressor. Two little privileged punks, you know what I'm saying? And, they weren't looking too well after, the police pulled me off of both of them. But the interesting thing is that the police saw them attack me in that video. But they processed them and let them go away. After they let them go away, they called backup on me. The cashier's like, what are you doing? Why is he still in handcuffs? Why is he even in handcuffs? He's the one that got attacked. Not just by them, but now by you. They told the cashier, they're the police. They'll handle it. Now, I don't have any warrants. I'm not a criminal. YouTube and a lot of these beta black males on YouTube, I call them YouTube designated pookies. Because if you disagree with somebody on YouTube, these butthurt bussies on here, they'll go around and call you a pookie. Or they'll call you a Ray Ray. The only problem is that you don't define me. The only thing that you define is your stupid ass talking point. You don't define me, regardless of how many times you repeat some shit, regardless of whatever kind of fake ass Photoshop shit you construct, whatever kind of doxing and dumb shit that you do. None of that shit matters because you already live in a fake reality. So your contributing lies to it don't matter. So my record is clean. I didn't have no weapons on me. I don't smoke weed or do any drugs. You know what I'm saying? So there was no weed or drugs or anything like that on my person. So there was no reason for them to, do that. They kept me around for a little bit longer and said, well, you know, they could possibly be pressing charges. I'm like, well, why would they press charges on me? I'm the one that should be pressing charges. Didn't y'all watch the damn tape? I got jumped. That didn't matter, you know. So I asked the security guard, you know, if she could give me a copy of the tape. She told me I had to talk to manager in the morning. Manager said that I could. And I came back up there and got it. Nothing ever happened. But those police officers came there to kill me. And more than likely, it was because one of the white customers said that I was beating the shit out of 2 other customers, despite the fact that they saw one of the customers punch me in my head first. And the other one pushed me. But that's how they get on code. So because I was winning that fight, one of them other customers got butthurt and felt the need to call the hit squad to come kill my ass. And that's always how it is when they call the cops. And it doesn't matter if you're wrong or right thinking that. If you look at it that way, you'll protect yourself. So it doesn't matter. Somebody sit there and tell, oh, this wolf is nice. You know, this is a nice wolf. It's trained, you know, it'll behave. But if you stick your hand in its mouth and it decides to bite and it bites the shit out of your arm, I mean, whose fault is it really? You stuck your arm in a wolf's damn mouth. It's the same thing with the police. Yeah. So now here she says, what's that? And then this guy then calls her dog over there. She says he won't come to you. So she made sure that she got a racist dog to match her personality, which again, one of the reasons why they like dogs is because again, dogs are naturally racist. And he says, me, we'll see about that. So now here it says Christian Cooper said he was planning to offer the dog treats. He told NBC New York. I mean, see, and at this point, man, you're just doing too much. In my opinion, why are you fighting with this lady? And I'm gonna get your dog to come here and all that. Listen, bitch, I'm about to walk away, and if you don't get this motherfucking dog on the leash by the time I come back, I'm calling the cops over here. But by that time, I'll be gone. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm not about to sit here and negotiate with you and negotiate with your damn dog. I mean, what? Something was wrong with him too. Good. He told NBC New York, if the habitat is destroyed, we won't be able to go here to see the birds, to enjoy the plantings. The only way they can keep the dog from eating the treat is to put it on a leash. At some point, she decided, I'm gonna play the race card, I guess. There's a whole bunch of card playing here. I mean, this was just a stupid situation in general. This was just some extra dumbass shit. Christian Cooper, and see, you know what? This kind of stupid shit right here, and see, both of these motherfuckers are some spoiled, entitled snowflakes. I mean, this black dude probably was getting paid a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? He was an LGBTQ member. This woman here, you know, she's probably some kind of financial advisor. They said she worked at a financial company. This is some rich people first world shit. Get your dog on a leash. I'm not getting my dog on a leash. I'm gonna get your dog to come here. Here, doggy, doggy, doggy. Like, I mean, for real. And you call the police, you in Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? You got Harlem. You know what I mean? You got Lower East Side. You got Washington Heights. You know what I'm saying? You got all these grimy ass cities out there. And all kinds of shit is needed and the police resources is needed elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? You got you got Asians allegedly getting the shit beat out of them over in Chinatown. That's in Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? Just like Central Park. So you got these two hoity-toity motherfuckers over here fighting about some damn dog in a park. This is some first world American dumb shit. Both of these motherfuckers are stupid, but this lady here is still a racist. You know what I'm saying? This nigga thought he could sit up here and argue with this Karen. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, in the video, the birdwatcher Cooper can be seen standing away from Amy Cooper as he tells her to put her leash on the dog. She then picks up her dog by the collar and begins walking towards him. So he tells her, please don't come close to me, as she tells him to stop recording. Sir, I'm asking you, stop recording me. Now, nigger, Amy Cooper says before extending her arm and dragging her dog along as she moves closer to Cooper. Please turn your phone off, the woman says. Christian Cooper again tells her not to come close. Bitch, don't you come close to me. Amy Cooper while holding her dog by the collar, then pulls out her phone and says, I'm taking a picture and I'm calling the cops, because she knew she didn't have to catch him in motion doing anything. She just said, look, I'm gonna take a picture of this nigga. You know what? Man, if I was a racist white person, man, I'd have Googled a motherfucking image real quick and just sent that shit. I'd have found a picture of Terry Crews, screenshotted that shit and sent it to the police and said, this motherfucker right here fucking with me at the park. Oh shit. Excuse me. Cooper tells her, please call the cops. See, this nigga himself, something is wrong with him. This nigga has a death wish asking a white woman in Central Park to call the police on him. Well, just like Prodigy said, you better off bucking yourself. You need to stop fronting. Cooper tells her, please call the cops, and she responds, I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life. And she knows. She said, well, listen, as a white woman, I'm not going to tolerate an African-American man threatening my life. Police gonna pull up on that nigga and lace your ass up like they did Sonny at the toll booth. Christian Cooper responds, please tell them anything you liked. Nigga, you're crazy. You are crazy. First of all, you crazy for sitting up there arguing with her. I'd have been like, peace. So here go his sister. Oh, and Karens take a walk with their dogs off a leash in the famous Bramble in New York Central Park, where it's clearly posted on the sign the dogs must be leashed at all times. Someone like my brother, an avid birder, politely asked her to put her dog on a leash. Look at this shit. Look. Crazy.
Would you please stop? Sorry, I'm asking you to stop.
Why the fuck did she drag the... Why did she drag the dog like that, though? Why did she drag him like that, though? I mean, clearly, if she had him off a leash, in her mind, there was some trust between her and the dog, that the dog, I guess, has a reputation of good behavior. So I don't understand the need for her to have dragged the damn dog like that. Just snap the leash on his neck. That shit takes like 2 seconds. What the fuck you drag him like it's a dead damn body or something? The fuck? Look at this shit. And the dog ain't even doing shit. He's just chilling. The dog is behaving better than the 2 humans in the situation. You know what I'm saying? The dog ain't do shit wrong. Look, and out of everybody in this motherfucker, the dog is the one that ended up, you know, affected the worst in this situation. The dog ain't do shit wrong, and he had to go back to the motherfucking kennel. The dog is actually behaving better than the humans. It should have actually been the humans on the leashes, because both these motherfuckers are off the hook. But the dog is just chilling there doing what he's supposed to be doing, watching nature. And then here she come. And then here he come. I mean, the dog ain't even resist. Like, this is what, so this is what they call resisting. Look at how she's treating the dog. This isn't necessary. You don't need to grab him by his damn collar and yank. What are you gonna say? He was resisting? He wasn't cooperating? I mean, he was just sitting there. The fuck do you want him to do? He doesn't have hands. He can't turn the collar around to put the clip on the leash. What do you want him to do? But he's not doing anything. Like, he's literally just chilling there, you know, just docile, just being a good behaving dog. You know what I'm saying?
Would you please stop? Sir, I'm asking you to stop.
Please don't come close to me.
Sir, I'm asking you to stop recording me.
Please don't come close to me.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to
And
me.
I'm taking a picture and calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
Excuse me?
I mean, I'm tripping at why she got the dog like this. Look how she got this dog. What the hell did the dog do to deserve it? Is she swinging it around? Look at this shit. Why's she doing that shit? The dog ain't even doing nothing. Like, he's clearly not an aggressive dog.
Man threatening my life.
Please tell them what.
That motherfucker like, please put me down. Please. I'm not even doing shit, lady. What the fuck is wrong with you? She picked him. Look. And she got the leash, pointing it. I mean, does she think the leash supposed to go on the black dude or what? Like, look. What is the dog doing to be treated like this? And y'all think I'm just trolling, but I'm not. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have 2 dogs, and I don't understand what's going on here. because one of our dogs probably would have fucked this dog up if it was off the leash. And I don't even do that dog like that. So I'm confused as to why she's doing this to this well-behaved dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dog cool as fuck.
Would you please stop? Sir, I'm asking you to stop.
Please don't come close to me.
Sir, I'm asking you to stop recording me.
Please don't come close to me.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to
And
me.
I'm taking a picture and calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm gonna tell them there's a
So yeah, man, right at that part, I had finished the entire video. All right, I had finished the entire video, and I realized that my damn microphone was muted. The microphone was muted. So I gotta read all of this all over again. All right, so that last article where it just finished off at with the conclusion of the video of the Central Park Karen calling the police, that was from Heavy Dot. And I'll have the articles linked in the description box for anybody who wants to look at them. Type it in the comments. You guys ever hit the description box and actually look at the links that I put in there? If you do, let me know, all right? So here we have the article from the New York Times, all right? And that article from the New York Times, that is where I made this thumbnail from. So if you like this thumbnail, make sure you smash the like button. Drop your boy a comment in here. Let me know how you feel about it, all right? So basically what's going on now is that Amy Cooper is now, because she was fired from her job, what she's doing now is she's claiming racial discrimination. And you see this all the time. A lot of these racist white people are claiming discrimination when they get checked for being racist. You know what I'm saying? And again, like I said, the hustle for this is usually paying out $200,000 or $300,000 on GoFundMe when these entitled white people end up crying about it on GoFundMe, and the population at large says, well, hell, they're taking away our ability to be racist with impunity, so we have to do something. So we'll band together and put our little dirty money together and put you together a nice retirement fund real quick from a GoFundMe account. That's what happened to that Karen at Smith College that Tim Pool was crying about. All right. So here's another entitled Karen. All right. Same lady, Amy Cooper. And her job is like, yeah, no, you're still fired. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, well, as a white woman, I should have been able to call the police on this nigger for no reason. And you firing me for that is just a disgrace. What is this great United States coming to when white people just can't call the police on niggers to get them killed? Well, I mean, it's not coming to anything. I mean, people are still doing that, and that shit's still happening. Look. Amy Cooper, white woman who called 911 on Black birder, sues over firing. Miss Cooper, who made the call after a man asked her to leash her dog in Central Park, says that she was discriminated against because of her race. And what's her race? She's a white woman. Amy Cooper, a white woman who last year became an international symbol of routine racism that Black people face in their daily lives, is suing her former employer for firing her, arguing that she is a victim of racial discrimination. I discriminated and I wasn't allowed to, which means that I was discriminated against because I wasn't allowed to be white. Excuse my lack of sympathy. You know what I'm saying? Ms. Cooper makes the claim that in a lawsuit filed this week against the investment firm Franklin Templeton, which terminated her employment a year ago after she was captured on a widely shared video in a tense encounter with the Black bird watcher. And again, this, in my opinion, was not an intense encounter. This was some very odd shit. I do believe that these two are related because they have the same last name, and the sister appears to be very light-skinned. And, you know, this is just some very immature shit for two. I guarantee you both of these people get paid over $100,000 a year. And this is some very low-class behavior for two allegedly high-class people. And these are the future leaders of our country, the LGBTQ Black man and the Karen white woman. That's allegedly a liberal. The lawsuit is the latest fallout from the May 2020 episode in Central Park, which touched off intense discussions about the history of white people making false and sometimes life-threatening, sometimes, accusations against black people to the police. The encounter in the section of the park known as the Ramble began with the birdwatcher Christian Cooper asking Miss Cooper to leash her dog, as park rules required. She refused, of course. And Mr. Cooper said he would give the dog treats and draw the animal away from her. That was insane on his part, in my opinion. That woman and that dog could have started attacking and biting him. Mr. Cooper recording their exchange on his phone, Mrs. Cooper clutching her dog tightly called the police. I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life. And as a white woman, I just don't feel safe. She said to Mr. Cooper while she dialed her tone growing more intense as she repeated twice to the operator, African American. Like, I don't understand. Like, these people always say that we sit up here pulling the race card, but I'd swear the motherfuckers pull that race card faster when they call the police. Within a day, Mr. Cooper's video, which his sister shared on Twitter, had been viewed more than 30 million times. Franklin Templeton initially suspended Mr. Cooper, who was head of insurance portfolio management at the firm and had worked there for about 5 years before firing her. Despite what the video shows, Ms. Cooper argues in her suit that she was not motivated by racial animus when she called the police on Mr. Cooper. Why the hell did you keep saying he was African American then? Why the hell? I thought all lives matter, remember? Oh, and what happened to you don't see race? You sure as fuck saw black that day, didn't you? Yo colorblind ass, them scales fell off your eyes like Saul when he turned into Paul, didn't they? You saw his ass was black, didn't you? Oh man, this shit funny as hell, man. Despite what the video shows, Ms. Cooper argues in her suit she was not motivated by racial animus when she called the police on Mr. Cooper. She says in the suit, which was filed in federal court in Manhattan, that she did not shout at Christian Cooper or call the police from Central Park on May 25th of 2020 because she was racist. She did these things because she was alone in Central Park. And don't forget how she was alone. Don't forget how she was alone in Central Park. She was she was alone as a white woman in the park, and she was frightened to death. I've seen some white women do some pretty courageous shit on horror movies when they're frightened to death. What the fuck was your problem? She goes on to say that Mr. Cooper had selected her as a target and describes him as overzealous. Yeah. When she said, listen, now here's the coded language. Describing him as overzealous is him as a black man. Well, I can't do it like that. I can't do that. Him as a black man telling her as a white woman what to do. That's what she means when she says overzealous. These people aren't just getting out of hand. They're not allowed to tell us to abide by the laws that we wrote for everybody. And fuck your laws. You know what I'm saying? Fuck what you think everybody should be doing. Well, I don't follow them motherfuckers. Outlaw is the only law. You know what I'm saying? And the suit argues that Franklin Templeton did not thoroughly investigate the situation because of Mr. Cooper's own race and gender, effectively reaching its decision to terminate her because she is a white woman. The suit also describes an earlier encounter between Mr. Cooper and another man who is black and who said Mr. Cooper had approached him aggressively about an off-leash dog. Miss Cooper was judged and her life was destroyed without hearing her story, said Andrea M. Paparella, a lawyer for Miss Cooper. The suit's characterization of Mr. Cooper's behavior appeared to be at odds with the statement Miss Cooper posted online the day after the episode, apologizing to him for any actions when I encountered him in Central Park yesterday. I reacted emotionally. Oh, I thought only we did that because of the whole single parent thing. Is she admitting to reacting emotionally? And made false assumptions about his intentions, when in fact, I was the one who was acting inappropriately. That's pretty much the story of history. by not having my dog on a leash. Miss Cooper wrote in the statement, the people who literally left their corner of the world to go all over the globe are now complaining about diversity. Again, I made false assumptions about his intentions, when in fact I was the one who was acting inappropriately, i.e., I left my little corner of the world where I was put and went to everybody else's place where they were put. And now I'm the one crying about diversity. Something to think about. Mr. Cooper, who has repeatedly said he does not believe that Miss Cooper's life should have been torn apart for her actions, declined to comment on her lawsuit. But then what if you felt that, like, see, this is what I'm talking about. So Mr. Cooper, who identifies more so as an LGBTQ member than as a black person, if you felt that way, then why did you even initiate any of this? So you created all of this shit just to say, it wasn't that important. I mean, fuck, A Franklin Templeton spokeswoman said in a statement that the company stood by its decision to fire Miss Cooper. We believe the circumstance of the situation speak for themselves, and that the company responded inappropriately, the spokeswoman Stacey Coleman said. We will defend against these baseless claims. Damon T. Hewitt, the executive director of the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law, said that the civil rights arguments in Ms. Cooper's suit seemed to him to be fairly meager. He expressed concern that the suit, like others like it, could weaken the cause of stronger cases. I mean, not really. It should only have to deal with white people. I don't understand how when you own all the businesses, you can be discriminated against by your own people. The fuck? Just like black on black crime. Considering that shit a hate crime, really? Because white people say so? The fuck? And the only reason black people hate other black people is because of white people. Sorry. In case you forgot about that shit, go read one of the old history books, or go read The Downfall of Man by your esteemed scientist, Charles Darwin. All right. I think it's frankly inappropriate to hijack civil rights statutes with these kind of claims. Very interesting. I wonder what else you think is inappropriate as far as civil rights hijacking, because there's a lot of it going on. I'm not going to say a white person can ever face discrimination. I don't know how a white person can ever face discrimination in a country where they own 98% of the businesses. How the fuck does that work? But somehow white people are the benefactor, the biggest benefactor of affirmative action. Now make that one make sense. I would not say that. I would say it. I say it with confidence and show some data behind the shit. I mean, damn, you're not a minority, but somehow white women have become a minority and they have discrimination protection despite the fact that they're not a minority. It's almost virtually impossible for white people to face discrimination. Are you kidding? Some of them even qualify for discrimination laws. The fuck? The same laws that are supposed to be for me, because I actually have dealt with historic discrimination in this country, because I actually am a minority here in the United States, at least. I would not say that, but in this instance, there just seems to be no claim at all. Another civil rights attorney, Richard D. Emery, agreed and said that the weakness of the civil rights claim was likely to doom the entire suit in federal court. They have not alleged any plausible facts that connect Templeton's actions to race discrimination, he said. How are you white and discriminate against other white people based on race? Please, someone explain that shit to me. Someone please explain. This is what I'm talking about. It must be nice to let your privilege show that much that you don't even know when you look stupid as hell trying to claim some shit as discrimination. The fuck? What is the plainest Jane? She says the caucasity. Oh shit. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office eventually charged Ms. Cooper with filing a false report, among the first instances of a white person in the United States being criminally charged for calling the police on a black person. I mean, how many damn times has this happened? And in 2020, this was one of the first instances of actually getting punished for the shit. And she still thinks she didn't do anything wrong. As a white woman, I don't feel I did anything wrong. After Mr. Cooper chose not to participate. Is this woke? Is this woke? Somebody let me know if this is woke. Type it in the comment. Type it in the comments. Is this woke supremacy? Is this white woman suffering from being a victim of woke supremacy? After Mr. Cooper chose not to participate in the investigation, he said he thought Miss Cooper had already paid a steep price. Prosecutors asked that she participate in a series of counseling sessions before dismissing the charge. The prosecutor overseeing the case, Eluzzi Osborne, said in court when the charge was dropped that Miss Cooper had learned a lot in the sessions and that they had been a moving experience for her. Yeah, she's probably gonna move to a different neighborhood without no damn black people in it. According to Miss Cooper's therapist, she had to go to a therapist. These motherfuckers commit a crime and they get to go to a therapist. They get methadone and all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? The district attorney's office declined to comment on Miss Cooper's lawsuit. All right, so that's what we got popping off over there. All right, so that's what's going on with the Central Park Karen. All right. So I want to go look at the, excuse me. I want to go look at these 5 facts. Here's the facts. Amy Cooper said to Christian Cooper in the video, "I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life. And as a white woman, I just don't feel safe." Fact number 2. Police responded to the scene, but both Amy Cooper and Christian Cooper were gone when the officers arrived. So no report was taken, the NYPD said. So again, like I said, it's some dumbass shit. Dumb shit. Here go Christian Cooper right here watching these damn birds. I mean, are you really invested like that? You know what I'm saying? Let's see what fact number 3 is. Fact number 3. Amy Cooper, who graduated from the University of Waterloo and the University of Chicago, worked as, damn, I told you this bitch was making dough. She worked as a VP and head of investment solutions at Franklin Templeton, New York. Now listen, check this out. I am not what Kevin Samuels or the Manosphere would call a high-value man. And I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? They don't define shit that I do. You know what I'm saying? Except for some of the YouTube content that I happen to consume at times. However, I believe from the way that this is written, it looks like this woman here has 2 degrees. More than likely, one of them is a MBA. She's doing good, man. Living in Manhattan, you know, dragging dogs through Central Park, calling the cops on black LGBTQ people. She's living it up. You know what I'm saying? Now, interestingly, she's got this dope ass job. She's a high value, you know what I'm saying? She's a high value woman. She would get the utmost respect if she called into some of the esteemed call-in shows, you know, on YouTube and on the internet, in these internet streets. Kwame Brown would say, in these internet streets. You know what I'm saying? She would give him some of mama's cooking without no seasoning, though. But it's interesting how she's the VP, man. She was making dough. I guarantee you she was making at least $300,000 to $400,000 a year. A black man from Ohio with the same credentials ain't making shit. Because as a white woman, these people don't feel safe around me. So I had to go back to school for other career fields. because white people wouldn't hire me. Despite the fact that, I graduated magna cum laude. I was in the honors college. I got academic scholarships. Even though, as Kwame Brown says, as he would say, even though I'm a, quote, glow stick, I guess my swag is just too dark for these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So I had to spend even more money and go into even more debt to get into an even higher demand career field that I could actually get a job in. Because, they just wouldn't hire me despite being overqualified. And that's what they'll sit down and cross their legs and look at you, and then they'll poke at you and ask you, you must have worked really hard in college. You have a very impressive resume and transcript. It seems like I don't think that there's an organizational fit because you're just a little too qualified. Oh, a little too qualified, huh? As a blue belt in karate, I'm not a black belt, so I'm probably not qualified to karate chop you across your throat, but I can punch you in the face. Damn. You know what I'm saying? That's just something to think about. Number 4. Amy Cooper adopted her rescue Cocker Spaniel, Henry, in March 2018 and started an Instagram for him that had over 6,000 followers before she made it private. Amy Cooper deleted her social media accounts, and Franklin Templeton's website crashed because of the amount of attention the story was receiving. And that, ladies and gentlemen, not because of her behavior, not because she broke company policy, not because she was, just being inappropriate to a black man. That is why they fired her. It was bringing too much negative traffic to the company. But white people will sit there and say, well, this woman was fired and this is what we did for you. No, you didn't do anything for us. You didn't do shit for us. What you did in order to save the reputation of your business that's bringing you billions of dollars and probably made her a millionaire. That's what you did. So let that salt marinate. So if anybody can find me any information about her GoFundMe account, type in the comments how much money has been raised on it. All right. And make sure that you place the link for it in the comments so I can look at it. All right. And I'll follow it up with a video. All right. And also reach out to me if you find it. Put it in the comments and get in touch with me. Message me either on Instagram or on Facebook. Because sometimes the YouTube studio is weird and, you don't see all the comments and shit. So again, sometimes I know I don't want people thinking I don't answer comments and shit like that. It's because YouTube is really weird. Ask anybody else that's a content creator that ever looks at the YouTube studio view. Really weird. Now here we got another Karen. All right. This crazy nutcase here. And this is an article here from the Epoch Times. All right. This woman was arrested after driving through vaccine site, yelling, "No vaccine! As a white woman, I'm not forced to take this damn vaccine." Oh, shit. Damn. Like, shit. Well, fuck. I'm going to start doing that shit anytime I have something pop off with me, I'm going to start saying, as a black man, man, that's funny as hell. A woman was arrested after she allegedly drove through a COVID-19 vaccination site in Eastern Tennessee, yelling, "No vaccine!" according to authorities and witnesses. Police said that the suspect, Virginia Christine Lewis Brown on Monday allegedly drove her vehicle at a high rate of speed through a vaccination tent that was set up in Marysville, Tennessee. That bitch went super Karen. She's trying to be like Marjorie Taylor Greene. The Blount County Sheriff's Office said that Brown, who was 36, was arrested and charged with 7 counts of felony reckless endangerment. And the only reason she was charged with this many counts is because if you're gonna do some stupid shit like this, you gotta at least take out 2 or 3 black people. They would have dropped a couple charges off of that shit. According to a statement posted on Thursday, they served her with 7 counts of felony reckless endangerment. It's cops that kill innocent niggas, that innocent black people. Shout out to my man McFax. We're gonna stop using that slave N-word. Shout out to my man McFax. So bleep that out. If they had killed some brothers or some black people, they would have taken off some counts of those felonies. All right, and this is according to a statement that was posted on Thursday. 2 Blount County Sheriff deputies who were working at the site witnessed Miss Brown speed through the cone section and through the enclosed vaccine tent in Chrysler Pacifica, the statement said. The deputies reported that Miss Brown did not stop at the clock-in area at the entrance of the tent, but continued the tent at a high-speed rate, then exited the tent out of the parking lot. Man, this lady was crazy. Witnesses told deputies that the woman was allegedly yelling, "No vaccines!" when she drove by them, narrowly missing several people, reported WSMV. The woman was arrested after a deputy followed her after she drove through the vaccination site. You mean they didn't shoot her down? They didn't shoot at her? Nothing like that? Huh. Deputy said that Brown, as she sat in the back of a squad car, made several statements to officials about how she wanted to protest the COVID-19 vaccine. WSMV reported. Brown also claimed she was only driving 5 miles an hour when she went through the tent. I had several victims tell me she almost hit them as she fled through the tent at high speed. She probably went full racist and thought every black person there was a Black Lives Matter member and just said, fuck it, I'm about to kamikaze on everybody. A deputy wrote in an incident report. So I wonder, do they got the incident report? Looks like this is a link to the Washington Post, but I don't know if it directly links the incident report. I was advised that they were within inches and feet of the vehicle as it came through the tent. Several victims stated that they thought the driver was going to kill them. This bitch gonna kill me. The deputy also added that Brown stated she was driving through the course, and once she got to the tent, she told the personnel working she was not there for a vaccine. Reports said that Brown was released on, she only had $21,000 bond and had a court date set for June 7th. It's unclear if she has a lawyer. Other details about the incident were not provided. I mean, well, your journalists didn't go out and get him, and you charging for your journalism? Crazy Karens, man. We got an epidemic popping off here in the United States. We're in 4th wave Karen virus season. Wear a mask and make sure you have a cell phone on you at all times. Pepper spray, a spare leash in her case, you know. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you smash the like button. If you have not already, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. If you're new to the channel, we'd love to have you stick around and join the family. Send your boy articles and I will definitely do the videos and at times live streams when I have time and the internet feels like behaving itself. So if you love this content as much as I love providing it for you guys, please share this video out, drop some comments, smash the like buttons, and I will catch you all on the next video. All right, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Peace.